So you're on the fence on whether you should or shouldn't wear a wetsuit in your next race. Or maybe you might not even want a wetsuit because of the environmental impact of what happens with that wetsuit when it's time to retire it. Today, we're going to dive into the question of whether you should be using a wetsuit, in particular, the new Sumarpo Race wetsuit, or no wetsuit at all. Stay right here because we're going to take a look at what is going to be the best edge for you in your next triathlon race. Our goal is to head to Ukiah Springs, about 20 miles north of Orlando in central Florida, where the water temperature is consistent 62 degrees coming out of the spring. Large swimming area was going to be able to test in a nice cool conditions. We ended up in Clermont, Florida because, hey, we couldn't get into Ukiah Springs. There was just too many people trying to get there. So we went to one of my favorite places to swim, Clermont Waterfront Park, where we're going to swim the buoy line, which is about 360 yards. Just shy of a sprint triathlon distance. First, without the wetsuit. Second, with the wetsuit, but both will be using the Form swim goggles to be able to make sure we stay with the same perceived exertion on both swims. First off is the no wetsuit swim. As any seasoned triathlete or open water swimmer knows, that if you're swimming without a wetsuit, you're totally relying on your body's buoyancy and your technique to be able to get you through the water fast. Now, I'm quite a good swimmer. I have a good technique, and we're gonna go out there and we're gonna see how it works out without the wetsuit first. So Sumarpo just sent me this new wetsuit. It's called the Sumarpo Race. And what it is a wetsuit which fits in between their consumer end and their middle end Vanguard wetsuit, and they sent one along to me to try, and we're gonna test that out here. We've already swam without a wetsuit the course that I'm going to swim with this wetsuit and see how it compares with and without this wetsuit. So let's take a look at the construction of this super fast wetsuit. On the outside, Sumarpo uses a coating where the water is slipping over the wetsuit faster. They also put grooves in the arm sleeves to actually cause the water to stick to the arm better, giving you a better catch as you're going through the water. They also use a totally, completely recyclable material on the wetsuits. They use water-based glues versus benzene-based glues and reinforce each and every seam on the wetsuit. This wetsuit is not your average everyday suit. Also, in the construction, you're gonna find that these wetsuits have about a 600% stretch between the shoulders. Sleeves are incredible stretch. Legs, incredible stretch. These wetsuits are well designed with the swimmer in mind. All Sumarpo wetsuits are designed with an inner liner on them to help put the wetsuit on and off. Watch how easy this wetsuit is to put on. I have never put this wetsuit on before, so my guess is it's gonna go on just as easy as my Vanguard. Here we go. One of the things about a wetsuit is you should never pull them up like a pair of pants. You pull them up gradually, and on they go. That's as fast as it is to put on a wetsuit from Sumarpo.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
So this is what you've all been waiting for. You've all been waiting to see if a wetsuit is actually fast enough in a sprint triathlon to be worth wearing, or should you go without the wetsuit? Now, remember, all of these results will extrapolate bigger and bigger and bigger gaps as you work up to Olympic, half Ironman, or Ironman racing. So let's take a look what we got. 360-ish yards. Without a wetsuit, our time was 8 minutes and 26 seconds. Now with the Sumarpo Race wetsuit, our time came in at 6 minutes and 52 seconds. Add in the 18 seconds to get it off, you are at 7 minutes and 10 seconds, a savings of 1 minute and 26 seconds. Well worth wearing the Sumarpo Race wetsuit in a wetsuit legal swim. So there you have it. This should take out any doubt you have in your mind whether you should be wearing a wetsuit or not wearing a wetsuit, especially one of the quality of the Sumarpo Race wetsuit. Now, if you want to find out more about the Sumarpo wetsuits, there's a link in the description below. It is an affiliate link, but it still leaves one more question. Should I wear a sleeved wetsuit or a sleeveless wetsuit? Check out this video right here where we dive into that question. This is Coach John. Wear your wetsuit in your race. Boom, I'm out.